Hi, today I want to talk to you about lino, the kind of linos that are out there and the kind of lino that I use myself. So the one that I work with is this stuff. It is traditional lino and it's sometimes called artist's lino or battleship lino. And it's a natural product. It's backed with hessian, I think you call it burlap in the States, and it's a mixture of linseed oil and wood flour, cork flour, calcium carbonate, stuff like that, and it's all pressed onto the backing. The other sort that's available is there's a brown version. Again, this is pretty much the same stuff. It's made on the continent, so if you live over in Europe, you might be more familiar with the brown version. Same kind of thing. And then there are various sorts of what are called easy cut or soft cut linos, and these are actually vinyls. They're a plastic product, and I think they mostly come from Japan. Now, I use traditional lino. I don't use these products. I'm not knocking them. I know a lot of artists that do use them, but I stick with lino for a couple of reasons. The first is that lino has a brittle quality to it. So as you're cutting, when you go in with your cutting tool, the lino will snap at the end of the cut. Let me just try and show you this. So if I go in with my tool and make a cut, when I stop cutting, the lino will just snap off, indeed ping off. And that makes it quite nice and easy to use and to manipulate in different ways and to do different cutting styles, things like that. This vinyl stuff, when you go in at the beginning of a cut, like so, and you finish, it doesn't snap off. You have to cut out at the end of a cut, or you have to tear it off. So I don't find it as useful. The other thing about this stuff is that a lot of my work, I isolate fine pieces of lino. So let me show you an example of that. So here's one where you can see I've cleaned out nearly all of the lino, and there's very fine bits of lino left standing. And I put them through a printing press, which puts a lot of pressure on it. And this lino is hard enough to withstand that and to keep the lines really sharp and crisp. With this softer vinyl, I have had problems when I've tried it with it squelching a bit and the lines aren't as fine. So I don't like it from that point of view. Finally, I would just say that this is a plastic product. So as you use it, you're making plastic waste. I do use plastics in my work. So again, I'm not crusading about this, but this product I feel comfortable with, and this is the one that I prefer to use. And another thing about traditional lino, it has a shelf life. Because it's made with linseed oil, as I said, the linseed oil will harden over time. So if any of you, like me, have got memories of using it at school and finding it rock hard and a nightmare to cut, part of that's probably to do with the tools being blunt, and we will cover sharpening tools in this set of videos as well. But the other thing is that the lino will have gone hard because it's too old. So when you buy lino, what you're looking for is for the lino to be bendy at room temperature and for it to smell of linseed oil. If the lino is stiff and hard to cut at room temperature, then the chances are it's gone off and it needs to be taken back to the shop, or you need to replace it with some fresh lino. So do check that. If, like me, you have a very cold studio, you might find the lino is very stiff for cutting in the cold. You can help it along a little bit, but be careful how you warm it. If you pop it on a radiator, you just want it to be pleasantly warm to the touch. Don't overheat it. If you overheat lino, it tends to sort of blow. It will expand, and when you cut it, it crumbles. So just a little bit warm. So that's kind of why I use lino and why it's useful. And in the next video, I want to show you about how to prepare lino to do your printing. So join me again, and thanks for watching this.